What's up, YouTube? Wind Model here. Sitting here with one of my buddies on the back porch. Contemplating what happened last night. Wondering, like, serious questions. Why? Now, I'm an independent libertarian, so I don't believe in Republican or Democrat parties. I don't trust either Democrat or Republican. Never have, never will. Neither Democrat nor Republican represent or practice the values that this country was founded on whatsoever. And you Republican MAGA fools can cry in the comments because you put your faith and you voted for the great deceiver, toupee fake tan man, but the dude is not on your side. He's for himself. And then, of course, the left. Like, I don't even know how anybody would vote for the left. I mean, I see the right, a lot of people are fooled. A lot of the old-time Republicans want to believe, that there's still somebody out there who has their back, who practices the old-time constitutional type values, but that doesn't exist anymore. Even a constitutionalist party, a lot of them are not really constitutionalists. They run by that in name only, simply to get votes, to try to sway people from the other parties. But hey, I'm a constitutionalist, no, you're not. I mean, you can look down over the things all these people stand for, and they're not. They're not anything that consists of a constitutionalist. And true Republicans, back in the day, were constitutionalists. It's just a break-off party, and none of that is represented anymore, and definitely not by Trump. So I'm here today, and then the left, I don't know how anybody would vote for the left. Like I said, the total trash, which the right is total trash too. Trump and Vance are nobody special. They're deceivers taking everybody for a ride. The difference between the left and right is the left is blatantly obvious. The left will tell you right to your face, right out in the open, hey, we're trash. They really are garbage. But the problem is, they admit it. And then you just have the total brain dead fools that vote for their side. The problem with the right is, their philosophy is a little different. Their views are different. My issue with the right is, they do the same thing the left does. They manipulate people. But they do it in a sneaky snake way, right? They gotta beat around the bush with everything to fool and deceive people. They're doing the same thing the left does. The difference is the left is open about it. They're blatantly obvious with it, and the right likes to fool people. They do it behind their backs. So in my opinion, the right-wingers are maybe even worse. I don't like people who beat around the bush and play fucking head games. That's why I never considered anything on the left, because boom, you showed me who you are. I don't have to guess. The right, you gotta guess. Are these people for me or against me? Are they telling the truth? Are they gonna do the things they say once they get in office? I don't like to have to guess. And every time I've guessed, I've been wrong with Republicans, so I don't support Republicans anymore, or Democrats. And the Libertarian Party is becoming the same way. I'm still registered Libertarian, but I'm starting to kind of sway towards just strictly independent. Because Libertarian Party now, the problem with them is they'd never have a chance. Because the two-party system is a complete joke. It's a complete garbage can. You know, like how we were called garbage, right? We were called garbage. It kind of goes back to the Libertarian Party. The people coming in did not represent the libertarian values. They just simply want, you know, they want to stand out. They want to be seen. They want to be heard without practicing what the party really represents, which is liberty above all else. You know, like I've said before, my favorite and the only part of the Pledge of Allegiance that I really care about is the line that says liberty and justice for all. With liberty and justice for all. That's really the only part of the Pledge of Allegiance that really matters to me personally. I mean, that should be the most important for anyone. But I come on here to ask the Democrats as well, but specifically the Republicans, why? Just curious why you voted for Trump. Besides the obvious. I mean, everybody harping on, gas is so expensive, I can't afford gas. Food is so expensive, I can't afford food. The interest rates and mortgage rates are high. I can't refinance my house. I can't buy a house. Can't get a loan for a car. The president doesn't control any of those. The president doesn't control gas prices. Supply and demand does. The president doesn't control food prices, grocery prices. Supply and demand does. The president of the United States does not control interest and mortgage rates. The Federal Reserve does. The Federal Bank does. So y'all jump on this train every time. Like, there's a lot of action without thinking in this country. As soon as a politician on one side does something that you don't agree with or offends you, right away you're a weakling, and without researching, without hesitation, without actually thinking, using your fucking brain and thinking, you jump to the other side. So this question is for both sides, really, but mainly the Republicans, since Tron Dump won. Why did you vote, besides being Republican, why did you vote? Or is that the only reason you voted for Trump? Obviously, I didn't expect you to vote for Kamala Tola, Miss Bobby Brown. I don't know why anybody would vote for her, besides the delusional libs, which I could see that. Actually, they're not even liberals anymore. The term liberal needs thrown out, because there's nothing wrong with a liberal, right? Like, moderate liberals, and there's liberal Republicans and there's liberal Democrats. There's moderates. There's nothing wrong with a true liberal. And I've seen this for years now. Liberal, oh, he's a liberal, she's a liberal, oh, they're liberals. There's nothing wrong with liberals. The majority of these people that the right are against are not liberals. They are progressives. And there is a massive and drastic gap in difference between the two. So the term liberal needs thrown out because it's the problem, if you believe that, are not liberals today. Liberals don't really exist. It went from liberalism to complete totalitarianism and progressivism. The common liberal is rare today. These are progressive that you right-wingers hate. And me as a libertarian, independent, I don't like them either. Progressives. I don't have a problem with liberals. Liberals are not and have not ever been the problem. Only in certain people's minds have they been the problem, right? Certain people that think without knowing. Progressives are a problem. Now, my question for you Republicans still. Since the president does not control gas prices, interest rates, mortgage rates, food prices, what was the big stink? Was it a personal thing? Did you personally not like Kamala? Which I can see that. But was that a reason all in itself just not to vote for her? Maybe. Did you not like her policies? Which, that's probably the biggest reason, right? It should be. Because she really didn't have a policy. But my question is that why? Or did you just blatantly pick a side because you were registered on that side, and no matter what the other side does, your side can't do any wrong? That's my problem. That's the problem with the two-party system in this fucking country. People do not vote out of principle. People vote out of spite. That is a huge issue and has been a huge issue in this country for many, 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 many years. People don't vote based on policy or based off of opposing policies. People don't vote off of right or wrong. People vote out of spite. Like it's a back and forth bullshit issue right now. Yes, the left, Kamala, the Bidens, the Clintons, the Obamas, well, specifically Hillary Clinton, because I don't have a problem with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was a moderate liberal. And the best shape this country has ever been in my entire lifetime, and I'm closer to 40 years old than I am 30, the best this country has ever been was when Bill Clinton was in office. Period. End of story. Better than when Trump was in office his first time. Now, back to the liberals. Yes, that whole side, that whole regime, they're bad people, right? They're evil. So are the Republicans. Breaking news. Both sides are evil. Voting for the lesser of two evils does not mean you're voting for good. Voting for the lesser of two evils, you're still voting for evil. And this is the real divide in this country. You have the hardcore Republicans who will vote Republican no matter what, no matter what their candidate has said, done, what he represents. It doesn't matter to them as long as there's a red man a red representative, you know, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be red, red, red over blue, blue, blue. That's a problem. That is a problem with the two-party system. It is complete trash, complete garbage, and it's a fraudulent system. Now, I still want to know why you voted, besides spite. If the president doesn't control gas prices, food prices, mortgage rates, interest rates, which he doesn't, that's based on supply demand. It's based on Federal Reserve. The president doesn't control it. So I still want to know. I still want to know. Why did you vote? If you're gonna say the border, right, immigration, I can buy that, because let's be real, the open border in this country is a problem. It is a problem, 100%. Now, am I one of these inbred rednecks who say this is my country, our country's full, this is my country, my country and my president, we don't want you here, go back to where you came from, boy? No, that's inbred. That's anybody who thinks that way is inbred, because here's the problem. Unless you're of Native American stock, y'all are motherfucking immigrants. Period, blank, end of story. Suck it up, accept it, and realize it. There's no arguing that point. Unless you're Native American blood, you are an immigrant in this country. Period. There's nothing you can type, or say that will change that. Just get it through your thick skull. End of story. Swallow it and accept it and move on. Are we clear? We're clear. Now, if you're going to argue the point of illegal immigrants, is that why you voted for Trump? Cool. I'm with that. Are you going to argue crime rates are up because of illegal immigrants? That's why you voted for Trump. Cool. Yep, I buy that. How much of the wall did he build when he was in last time? You know, every place I went, I seen build a wall. Shirts, hats, you know, sweatshirts, stickers, build the wall, build the wall, build the wall, build the wall this, build the wall that. How much of the wall did he build? He had 4 years to build it. And that was one of his biggest draws, right? And the first time he ran, wasn't that one of his biggest draws? I'm gonna build the wall. We're gonna build the wall. MAGA, build the wall. Fuckhead, you didn't build the wall. You fucking deceiving, lying fool. You didn't build the wall. What did you build? A couple 100 miles of a 1,000 mile border? Congratulations. That is an outstanding accomplishment you had there. And what else did you do that you said you were going to do? I mean, I'll wait. Yeah, gas was cheap. Woo. Whoop, gas was cheap. Out fucking standing. Cheap gas. I got a news flash for you. Cheap gas wasn't because of Trump. Look back through the history. Everything comes in cycles. It doesn't matter. if there's a Democrat or Republican in office. It doesn't matter who has the Senate or the House. Everything comes in cycles because everything is planned. It is set up like this because of the fallback, bounce back system, right? Every successful country does it. You fall back for 4 years. When you have a deficit of something, and when you're lacking something, say like food prices or gas prices are high, other things are good at that time, so you are making up for the bad. Then when things bounce back, like people say it's going to happen now with Trump, you're going to have the cheap gas, cheap groceries, the interest rates, all that shit will be cheaper. But other things are going to be more expensive, right? Like the national debt. Every time a Republican is in office, the national debt grows significantly because all they do is spend, 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 spend. And yes, while you're here at home, your own lives, right? You may be spending less on gas. You may be spending less on groceries. Whoop-de-fucking-do. It's a Band-Aid. In 4 years, everything is going to be inverted. You see, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And you hear it all the time for certain people. Voting doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Maybe it did up until 63, right? Maybe I wasn't alive then. Maybe it did matter up until 63. But everything after the Kennedy assassination, fake. Doesn't matter. Planned, pre-positioned, put in place. Everything is a fluid system. And you can argue it, and you can cry, and you can jack off on your MAGA flag all you want. It doesn't change the fact that everything is a planned out system and cycle. And the two-party system is to blame. You have two choices. People say you have independent choice. You have a Green Party choice. You have a Libertarian choice. No. You have two. You have a Democrat and Republican choice. The independents, the Green Party, the Gold Libertarian Party, they don't have a chance. They don't have a chance ever winning in this system. Why? Because years and years of indoctrinations, years and years of inbreeding, years and years of negative influencing, passed down from families. You're going to vote red no matter what, boy. You're going to vote blue no matter what, boy. This house, we don't vote blue. This house, we don't vote red. That indoctrination gets stuck in people's fucking heads over the years, and it just gets passed down, like a disease spreading, right? Like a contagious disease, a contagion. And that's what's happening right now in this country. And sure, Trump getting elected, we're probably going to have cheap gas for a year or two. All 4 years aren't going to be cheap gas. The food's not going to be cheap for all 4 years. Because in 2 years, you're going to have your local elections again, right? And all that also affects the federal level stuff. It's fluid, people. It is fluid. And I just don't know how some of you don't understand it. It just blows my mind. I mean, I'm not even 40 years old. And it's right there in front of you. You can look back through history and see it. It's all fluid. It's all a system that is fabricated. The people do not, right? People still elect the president, right? If you can believe the electronic machines that you vote on, which is another problem. Everybody that votes in this country, it should be on paper. Period. End of story. Physically hand that motherfucker into somebody when it's sealed in, when your ballot is sealed in the envelope, like I do. When I vote, I physically take it down to my elections office and drop it off. After I fill it out with a pen is a thing with ink on it. It's about, 8 inches long, has ink in it. You write with it, kind of like a pencil that had lead in it. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. A pen or pencil. That was before computers. But everything should be physical. Everything should be on paper. Pen and paper still. The most powerful country in the world should not count on electronics. These voting machines need to completely go away. They're completely bad news. Should not exist. But if you believe that the people still elect the president, which I really don't, I think half of this shit's predetermined. There's extra votes counted somewhere always. They're counting dead people's names, social security numbers for votes, or taking them away from one side, which we can never prove it, but I have my doubts. But if you truly believe that the president is still elected by we the people, then you need to understand also that that's all you're doing, right? You're just electing the president. You're not electing rules and laws, new stipulations to amendments. You're electing the president and the president only. Now, with your local stuff, you can elect, the House and the Senate. And I would argue that the House and the Senate control is far superior, more important than who's the president. Because that's your lawmaking bodies. Speaking of that, over or under 3 new red flag gun laws that Trump's going to put in place, because we all know that 4 years of Trump in office created more new gun laws and more new red flag laws than 8 years of Obama, right? It's true. It may make you mad. It may make you hit your sister while you're in bed with her. But more new gun laws and red flag laws were put in place under D-Rump than Obama. It's just facts. Sorry. Guess he's not pro-Second Amendment and pro-freedom like he said, is he? Nope, he's not. Sorry. Y'all were fooled again. Keep watching Fox News, though. Keep sucking the taint of Fox News. Yep, keep tuning in. But anyway, just a little bit to think about as I sit here on the back porch. It's fucking November 6th and it's 80 degrees in central Pennsylvania. Disgusting. Not realistic at all. Not normal. It hasn't rained here in like a month. There's literally no fucking water in the creeks. The mountain road out here is so dusty, somebody drives by, you need a mask for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes because the air is so stagnant. There's no air moving. There's no rain. Government controls the weather too, period. End of story. Everybody with a brain knows that, but yeah, things are not good all of a sudden. Just because Trump's in office, your life isn't going to get any better. Your life isn't going to drastically change. You're going to do the same thing you did for the last 4 years. But you're going to have a couple more bucks to put somewhere else other than your gas tank. Whew. That's living there. But anyway, listen, I'm a realistic person. I'm a realist before anything. So just think. Use your brain, man. It's not hard. Just think. None of these people care about you. It's all a power trip. It's all a power trip from a complacent, put in place system that goes in cycles. It just is. It's either every 4 or every 8 years. Everything repeats itself, and it always will, until the two-party system changes, until it's gone, quite frankly. Until then, keep sucking the taint, keep thinking that they really care about you, and you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you on the next one. Wind Model 88 saying bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you on the next one.